I wanted to start dialing today, but I am extremely nervous. Oh, I know. I 100% get it. We've all been there. I would challenge you to just open up your dialer, just load it up, and just have one conversation. Just like rip off the band-aid. And I promise you, just have the one conversation and just like run away from your computer, shut it down, whatever. But if you can at least like go through the motion of like clicking and forcing yourself to start getting into Mojo and make a call, like just make one and then tomorrow like make one more again. um and if all goes wrong, like you're super you even know what to say, or that even the conversation's going great but your nerves are so shocked, just hang up. I promise you, once you start realizing that you are in control and you have the ability to just hang up on people when you don't like the way it's going, it's very rewarding, refreshing, but more you come from an abundance mindset. Because if you have like Mojo neighborhood search leads or like names and numbers to call, you realize I have 24,000 people or 25,000, or in the case of Nancy in California, she said it's unlimited. You have unlimited amount of people to talk. So one person that you spoke to for 2 seconds is like a blimp in time. They forget about the call, you forget about the call, and you just move on to the next. So once I started realizing that, I was like, okay, let me just make these mistakes. Let me just get the nerves out of the way. Like all is going to be fine because I have so many more people I need to talk to anyways. So I totally get it, but I challenge you to at least have one conversation, and you'll get over it. And I was just mentioning before Sergio got on here, once he started dialing, he didn't anticipate to get leads so quickly. So he's already doing great. I know so many other people are taking action and already getting leads. So consider maybe even ordering those Amazon cards or magnet cards or whatever you want. Obviously, you don't have to spend any money whatsoever. If you just want to like call and text and email people, totally fine. But you're going to be surprised once you start the ball rolling. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for so much for the pep talk. As a new person, I feel like I shouldn't start in my neighborhood because I don't want my neighbors to think badly of me. I can totally relate to this. So I avoided my neighborhood for many, many months. And I actually was under the impression that they were going to know who I was, and they just don't. It was so shocking. It was like a wake up call. Like when I called my neighborhood, I was like, yeah, I just went through the same thing. Like, you don't know me. You know what's funny is like I was stupid too, is I was sometime telling people I was their neighbor, and for some reason that really pissed them off. They were like trying to what's it called? Like not catch me off guard, like call me out on it. They were like, "Oh, really? If you live in my neighborhood, where do you live?" And I was like, "What the hell?" So I actually got a lot of resistance because I was calling my neighborhood and saying I was a neighbor. So more than anything, just approach it as if they live far away. And believe me, they don't even know who you are. Sometimes I think like we feel like we're special. Like, oh my God, they're going to know who I am. It's going to be so embarrassing. What if they yell at me? Blah, blah, blah. They don't like, you have that conversation. When they hang up, they don't even know who you were. Honestly, like they have such a short term memory. It's like if you're driving by and you see a car accident, are you thinking about that car accident the next day or the day after that? Like you only think about it when it's happening, and then you keep going on your merry own way. They won't know who you are, weirdly enough. Yeah, they really, really don't. I avoided my neighbor to my left and right. Wait, like neighbor or neighborhoods? I'm curious. But yeah, I can understand that even if you're calling, but I will say this, since I did start calling my own neighborhood, it's been beautiful because I even have a listing 2 blocks away. If you guys follow me on Instagram, that was just right near me. So it's been so nice because I can just pop over and have him sign paperwork because he's an older gentleman. And then I'm actually talking to a few different people in the neighborhood, but it's nice because they also love that I live here. and super nice. It actually makes it a lot easier once you start developing that relationship. And they're like, "Where are you again?" And I can tell them, "Oh, I live blah blah blah." And they're like, "Oh yeah, wow, you really are close. You really do live here. I'm so happy to talk to you and like actually be working with a realtor who lives in the area." So you'd be surprised. I would say it was funny because when I did my neighborhood search, I feel like I went far. Started far just to like get my spiel, get my nerves, get over my nerves, start practicing. And then I kind of I started like zeroing in because I got really confident really fast because I was calling so much, and I went smaller and smaller. And then I was like, screw this, I'm going to just call my neighborhood. So I went through that experience, and I was like, oh my God, I could have been doing this the entire time. So if anything, I would highly recommend just call your neighborhood, but avoid telling them you're their neighbor until it makes sense to bring that up. Because otherwise they really don't care. Like, and they don't know you. They really don't. This channel had, oh, Sonia, you're so sweet. This channel has been very uplifting for me. Wait, I gotta go this way. I work full-time for a real estate broker as an assistant, but I make my calls from 6 to 7:30. I only do circle 2. My goal is to transition into full-time. That's a beautiful story. And the fact that you actually know what it's like. And look at you, you're calling after work. Like, that's amazing. And I'm sure you're already starting to get traction, leads, and more importantly, like if you just keep being consistent like that, you're just going to start getting your listings to where you can just end up having all these leads, and then it's snowball effect and you'll never have to look back. Okay, where was I? Neighbor. Oh, your neighbor. Oh, your neighbor. Yeah, I mean, so many of my neighbors are actually realtors. Like the one behind me, his sons are commercial brokers and realtors. And then two houses over, she's a realtor with Compass. I shouldn't say there's too many realtors, but over here there's like 2 other realtors. But you know what? Because even though there's so many realtors, like because I have Flex, I can actually look at other realtors' productions, and they don't really produce that much. And at the same time, I'm like, it's irrelevant because they do business differently than I do, and I just sit here and cold call and meet with strangers. But obviously I'm like super busy, thank God. But that's because I actually work my butt off to be here and like generate business. Called yesterday for an hour, picked up 3 leads, starting my dials now. All right. Woo. Let's call it together, Jeremy. You and me. Let's go. I got 1 lead right now. Let's see if you get 1. All right. I got a lead. Come on, Jeremy. You and me. Who's going to get more leads today? Hey, Adela. Hey, Rachel. What do you say when someone calls you back? If you're talking about if you're on the dialer, I would say when you're doing your dialing session, put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Here's a tip or trick that I very rarely have said. And it's just something that I do from experience and to help keep your number going from spam is if they do call you back, you want to generally answer, not always. I don't always answer. How shall I say this? Well, there's 2 ways people call you back, either immediately when you're on your dialing session or later in the day or even the next day. When it's during my dialing session, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb so I don't get distracted and I stay focused on my actual calls. So I don't answer when I'm on my dialing session. If they call me after my dialing session, I will sometimes answer. And it's really funny and interesting because a lot of those people who actually end up calling back are wrong numbers. So in that case, you're usually safe to just answer it. And sometimes I just play it off. I'm like, for example, I'll answer. I'm like, oh, hey, Rachel. And they're like, who is this? I'm like, oh, you're not Rachel. They're like, who is this? Why were you calling? I'm like, I was looking for Rachel. Or I guess you're not Rachel. They're like, what do you want? I'm like, why are you so angry? You called me back. So I just hang up on those after a little while. And the only reason I do that is because, like, let's say T-Mobile or Verizon, if they notice like you're dialing, but if they want to know you're a business, so they also want incoming calls being picked up like a real business. And so when you answer and you have a conversation with them, regardless of how short. And then the other thing is you might notice some people who will bombard you and call you back like crazy, which if you go to my YouTube channel and you see a post, I put a picture of someone I had dialed and then they called back like 8 times, which is crazy. So I just blocked them. I'm like, there's no need. No, they don't leave a voicemail. They call back to back and they don't text or anything. I'm like, yeah, no, yeah, I'm just going to delete you from Mojo. Never, just block. Goodbye. So I hope that helps. Thinking about selling, what you weren't thinking about selling. They're like, oh, no, 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 sorry. It's okay. I'm like, all right, bye. Like, I just kind of like cut to the chase. I would say I rarely ever take those callbacks serious. So have fun with it if you want, play around with it. Thank you. Yeah, I usually wing it hot. Yeah, and if you end up answering those like intentionally, you'll start noticing a pattern and then you'll know how to handle it moving forward and how serious they are. But I just recommend, because I still do this, you do sometimes want to answer to keep your phone number from going to like spam. So you do want to answer from time to time. Have 2 conversations and 1 lead already. Do you call with your personal phone number? So I use Mojo's. I pay for $10 well, I actually have 2 lines. I pay $10 each month per line, so $20. And I whitelist it with Mojo. So I don't use my personal number. I do have 2 phones. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I just saw line side. So I do have 2 numbers. This is my California number because I'm originally from California and it's a 310 area code. And so that was really difficult when I was working with buyers. They would like not answer me. And anyway, so I got this one. It's a 954 number from my actual area code where I live. But what's really nice is that I use my personal for dialing. So I know if I'm on do not disturb, it's not like I'm going to miss any important phone calls because this is my work. That's my husband. This is my work. So this is priority moneymaker right here. And then I use this for my dialing session. So I can easily put it on do not disturb. But I do not use like my personal. The only phone number I use is my work cell phone. After I've created the lead, I text them from this work cell. They will never ask me why it's a different number. Like I have yet someone to say that. I used to tell people like, hey, I'm calling you phone number. I'll text you from my personal cell. I'll text you from my cell phone is what I tell them. And they don't even care. So I just stopped saying it. They don't even care. So I just text them. But after they become a lead, all my communication comes from this phone or an email or a handwritten note card. But otherwise, my first initial contact with them is through Mojo, through the Mojo number. Oh, Nancy, awesome, Adela. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I mean, listen, I'm that person that just goes down the rabbit hole for everything. Like how to have a YouTube channel. Oh my God. I know so much about YouTube. Or like how to have a website. Like I just now have my own website and figured out how to do it on my own. Yeah, have my own website, doing all my social media on my own. Like I remember learning how to design my mailers at the time. So I've designed my own mailers. Like someone's like just says something and I just go down a rabbit hole. There are any other realtors who are in the state of Florida. But just so you know, the state of Florida, we have Forewarn. It's an app that's provided to Florida realtors for free and it's to protect us from dangerous people. It has like criminal records and stuff on there. So I actually use the app even when I'm going to meet with a buyer agent or an agent or a vendor or inspector or realtor or anyone I'm going to meet, or even looking up a FSBO. I put in their phone number on Forewarn to know like who it is I'm possibly meeting with. Even if it's a buyer's agent, you'd be surprised. Like I've met so many buyer agents, and then I look up their record. I'm like, holy shit, this person has been in jail for like crazy, violence, misdemeanors. Like it's just scary. I'm like, oh my God, we have to protect ourselves from everyone. So I highly recommend, if you're a Florida realtor, just get it. It's free. It's already included in our association fees. If you don't have it in your state, I'd recommend thinking about it. I used to pay for it before it was free, and it's $20 a month. And you have to actually go through a background check before you get approved. So if this is your first time to my channel, I'm really just sifting. Like I'm looking for a needle in a haystack. I am searching for gold. Like I'm just sitting here searching, but I will say I constantly find someone. I don't even know if I want to mark that as a contact. He couldn't even hear me, and it sounded like there was construction in the background. I'm not gonna mark that. I'm like, whatever. Next. It was so funny. I used to work at a call center, and so my friend and I, who sat next to each other, it was so much fun. And we would dial, and then we'd get a credit card transaction. We'd be on to the next call, and we'd be like, next. Feeling I'm going to get 2 leads today. I'm just saying. I'm going to get another one. It's too early. Anita! Dialing right now. Someone picked up and they're a realtor. My script is no good. I'm so nervous. Haha. No, it's okay. And it's fine if they're a realtor. Oh, want to hear something interesting? The listing appointment I went on yesterday, and the listing appointment I went on, so the realtor from yesterday, the listing appointment yesterday, and the realtor, the listing appointment I had yesterday, the listing appointment I had yesterday, and the listing appointment I had today, both of them are realtors, and I'm taking those listings. So this is funny. The realtor yesterday, because when somebody tells me a realtor, I clarify, Anita. I'm like, okay, so if you were to sell your home, obviously you don't need anyone. You're just going to sell it yourself, right? And you'd be surprised, there are going to be people who say no, they will actually hire another realtor, because even though that they have their license, they probably have a full-time job or haven't been in the business a long time or don't even trust themselves to sell their house on their own. So the one from yesterday, she does have an active license, and she said she doesn't want, it's just too messy, because she was like, I can either list it, get a referral, but then she would have to pay out her broker. So instead, she would just have me list it and just take it at a reduced discount, so her broker doesn't have to get involved. And she goes, I would sell it. She goes, but I haven't been in the game in years, and I'm kind of retired, and I don't know the condo market, so I'd rather have you sell it. So I'm doing that. And then the one today, it's a realtor from North Carolina, not just a realtor, he's a broker in North Carolina. And instead of him like doing a referral with some franchise that he's with, like it's like a big name, or maybe even like a for sale by owner, because he knows, as they say, like, I know what to do. He's legitimate, like, no, we need to hire a realtor. So both of my listings that I'm taking are realtors. So even if you do have a realtor, guys, like, just solidify, and you can always ask, like, oh, okay, so obviously if you were to sell your home on your own, you would just sell it yourself, right? Let them say yes. Because I actually have another lead. He lives, where is he? He's just like 5 blocks from me. And I did that, and he told me, he goes, no, I do need a realtor, because I'm actually a full-time general contractor, and I'm too busy to even sell my condo when it comes time. So he's like, please send me your information, because I need a full-time realtor and someone who like really works. So congratulations, Anita. Sorry to go on that tangent, but I just had to point that out. You'd be surprised. So great. Now tomorrow you get to do it again. The support, you guys. Sergio is already rocking and rolling. He is getting leads and appointments already. Just keep calling. The nerves will leave the more you call. 100%. 100%. Just start small, but don't stop. It's all about consistency because you will build up a stamina just like working out. It's like a muscle. So once you do a call and do another call, then you do 5 calls, and then you're like, this is easy. And then you end up doing 10 calls, but it comes with time. How do I get into sales without feeling like a manipulator? By knowing that you are helping people. I do not come across as far as like, how much am I going to make? How much am I going to make on this deal? And what I like to, and I would probably say this is why I'm doing really well and how I qualify my leads is I'm not forcing someone or convincing someone to sell their home. All I'm looking for is people who have decided that they want to sell their home because they have some kind of motivation pain point because no one likes to move. They're selling because maybe they're retiring, job relocation, downsizing, maybe they're going to be with their family members in another state further away. So those are the people we help. It's not about selling. We're not selling. We're looking for people who want our help to get them to their dream, like to get away from the pain and get to where they want to be, which is in a happier place. So you are not a manipulator if you're helping solve someone's problem. I always say like my script from January is probably different from what I was saying in February, which is different from what I was saying, which is different from even like last week. Last week, I did not get any leads. I probably did get 3 leads, but it was a rough week because I was like saying long shot in my opening line, which was terrible. And so this week I cut it out and now I'm getting like 1 or 2 leads a day. So you can like mix it, match it. I know, I think Nancy may have said like, I know Nancy, I think it was Nancy who said something like she doesn't say the hate me part. And I didn't say the hate me, like you're probably gonna hate me, I'm a realtor. I probably didn't even say that 4 months ago. But I'm just kind of playing with it. So I could have asked her, but then she said something about deals. So I was like, oh, okay, so she's actually a working realtor. I'm gonna let her go. No need to waste her time. All right, 5 conversations in 58 minutes and 1 lead. Actually, not bad. The worst you can, like, I like to be low end 7 conversations an hour. It's great when I get to like 10 or 12 conversations an hour. That's a terrific day. I would say when you're calling, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. So notice how your face is like your remote. That's why you see me squint a lot and kind of go, and my body kind of says what I like, comes across what I'm saying. Speaking slow will help you. There's no rush. Don't be excited and happy. That's the worst thing you could do. You come off across as a salesperson in general when someone's like, hi, how are you? Hi, I was hoping to ask you a quick question. Hi. Like, it just gives person a mental like wall and they block you. So it's hard to chip away. So I would just say, like, if the more miserable, sad, curious, embarrassed, worried you can be on a call, the more empathy they will give to you, which will make it easier for you to speak to them longer, if that makes sense. And I only say that because I've been studying and learning, because I'm constantly learning and growing, actually learning from like communication experts on YouTube, really. Like, that's just where I get a lot of my stuff. It's someone who answers the phone really angry, who goes, what? Or like, how is this? Those people, I just hang up. I'm like, nope, I'm not having that today. I'm like, I legit just called you, sir, and you're already yelling at me. I'm not doing this today. Absolutely not. And I just hang up on them because You have to preserve your energy, because this is a mental game. Like, this is mentally exhausting because you also have to be very in tune with what they're saying. Okay, so I don't know if you heard that. There was hesitation in his voice, and it sounded like he wanted to talk more, but because it was the first one, I didn't want to push too hard. I at least did get confirmation regarding a realtor. He doesn't really have anyone per se, and he goes he'll look into that further when it comes time. And he wasn't like, no, I'm not selling. No, we're here forever. Where would I go? Da 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 da, whatever. So for him, I could tell just from experience of how he was answering my questions. I was like, I could dig further. So what I would like to do in those instances when he's a little hesitant, I don't like to push too far. I like to just like, okay, I'm going to get you my business card in the mail, because then he's going to Google me. And that's why I tell them, I instruct them, Google me. I'm also on YouTube. But I like to just kind of pull back and then just start nurturing him. So he could possibly end up being a homeowner who sells in like 2-3 years. So that's someone I'm going to, and if for sure, he's not going to sell over the next several months, like 7 to 10 months, I'm going to get that out of him. Like if I misread him, or for sure there's an opportunity there. All right, 2 leads. And the fact that he was like, you can send me something in the mail before I even offered, I was like, that's unusual. Most people don't say that. Oh, wait, I think there's something going on with Anita. What was your first listing like? What was going through your mind throughout that whole process? Oh, I could totally go over this. Give me a moment, Sergio. I'll come back to this. Anita, oh my God, my first lead. See, I told you. It happened so quickly, you guys. Circle prospecting. Congratulations, Anita. Text them your contact information. It's been working, and I kind of have stuck to the same thing over a period of time, and I like it because it's inexpensive. It's simple, it's easy, and I just get everything from Amazon. If you want to get any of the cards, magnet cards, whatever, they are in my description, so feel free to check that out. But otherwise, congratulations, but I'd highly recommend just send him a quick text. He asked me to text him my information. Oh my God, I should have read that. I just scrolled down. Yes, your contact card. If you don't have yourself, guys, as a contact card, put yourself in your phone as a contact card. And I like to put myself as favorites, and then I just do like share, because I have an iPhone, and you just share your contact card with the person. Sergio had asked me, sorry, Sergio, what were both of y'all's first listings and what was going through your mind? So my first listing was a buyer of mine, and he chose to sell his house a year after buying it. I was so nervous, and I was so stressed because he wasn't signing the listing agreement, and I kept reminding him, and he was like, oh, I'll get to it. I was like, oh my God, sign. And then after I got it, I did all the pictures. We were getting showings and no offers, and I was freaking out. And then we got it under contract, and then I was freaking out about the appraisal. And I was freaking out because my broker at the time helped me comp it. And then after I went under contract, he was backpedaling. He was like, oh, Adela, I don't know if it's going to appraise. Like, what did you come up with that number? How did you come up with the number? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Like, you mean the number you gave me?
Yeah. And then he was like, oh, it's fine. It'll appraise. I'm like, oh my God. It was like a roller coaster. It was insane. It did appraise, but it was very nerve-wracking. But I did it, and it was a nice big fat commission check. No, I was gonna say, I feel like when it was the first listing, I just tried to focus on the next step. Like, what's
Yeah.
the next step? What's the next step? Because
I
I
feel
didn't
like
really
he's asking
know.
this because of a reason, though. So I'm
Yeah,
curious
he's
if
taking
he
his first
has.
listing.
Is he like wondering what to expect, or like?
Maybe just like what to do. I would say just go through the motions, get the paperwork, do your
Yeah.
photos, put it in the MLS, start doing showings. then you'll get an offer, negotiate the offer, do the inspection, negotiate the inspection, get the
Yeah.
appraisal, negotiate the appraisal. I think that's all
Yep.
you can really do.
100%. Totally agree.
I just started like seeing and noticing other people who were circle prospecting, and it just made sense that they were getting super successful with it. And for me, because I was doing business with FSBOs and expired, but not to the point like where I had enough volume. So I was like, there has to be a better way. And in a sense, I was like, well, I haven't tried circle prospecting. I might as well try that. It was kind of like I didn't have another choice. And then Marlene, who we're friends with, she has success from it also. And I was like, you know what? Let me just try it. And I just stayed focused. And all of a sudden, my leads just started popping off and turning into listings. I was like, oh my God, I'm onto something, you know? So yeah, I just think like I started noticing more and more people, even on YouTube and others, from Vulcan. I remember there was like some interview and some girl was like making 400,000 a year just from circle prospecting, and I was like, okay, the signs are there. It's obvious it works, and more importantly, everybody talks about how you need to have 20 contacts a day, like new contacts. And when you have 20 new conversations on a daily, like Monday through Friday or 5 days a week, or even if you do 4 days a week, you just naturally come across people who are thinking about selling. So I always like to say you kind of just trip and stumble upon people who are thinking about selling. I always remind people, be nice, be cordial, be professional.
Yeah.
We're interrupting their day. Oh, so you know how I told you my listing yesterday was a realtor? My listing today was also another realtor, Blake. Realtor
So
from North
funny.
Carolina. He's a broker, actually.
That's
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah.
I've never worked with someone who has their real estate license.
No, I actually have.
I find
Uh,
afternoon I get a better pickup rate too sometimes.
yeah. All right, guys, I'm actually going to hop off. Thank you, everyone, for joining.